Hi everyone, this is Francisco, and in this video I want to talk about clouds, and they are super fascinating. As a matter of fact, the other day I was outside just staring at the clouds, and like overhead, right above me, and it's different when we look at clouds from a distance as opposed to looking at them overhead. And one thing I did notice that I wanted to share with all of you, and believe me, it is super trippy, because they were not moving from like a horizontal line. They were actually like turning, like they were freaking what's it called, like I don't know, they were going kind of like in circles like that. And okay, and I just have some of the clouds, the cloud formation or whatever. I mean, when we look up at the sky, a lot of us, we don't really notice it, but it seemed to me like the clouds were they were at a certain altitude. They were rising up to a certain altitude, and the further that they went upwards, they happened to disappear. Kind of like this little section right here. I don't know if you guys are looking at the image on the screen recording, but see this little section of cloud right here? Well, we don't really know. A lot of us, we don't know how high, how far up this cloud formation actually is. And that could be one massive cloud formation. And it may not look like it because the ones at the bottom, at the lower level, they could seem more massive or gigantic or larger in scale because they are so close to to us, to our eye level. But I happened to witness that the cloud, sometimes they would disappear, and then because I just kept staring like at a little section that was moving, and then it would just disappear, and I kept staring at that same spot once it disappeared, and then it disappeared, but then it came back. and I was like, what the heck? So, I mean, it looks so cool. It kind of reminded me of a screensaver of, let's say, smoke, like this, but obviously it was, because it's actually moving, and I was thinking that it would actually be pretty cool to purchase a camera, a high resolution camera, and just spend a couple of hours a day recording the clouds. I don't know if people actually do that. I don't know if people actually record the clouds for at least 6 or 8 hours. I don't know if there's videos like that. And especially the way I'm describing it, because, like, again, it's different when we're looking at them like this from a distance. So this is entirely different, because they are being viewed from, like, a horizon perspective, but the way I was viewing them was overhead, right above me, and I was laying down and I was looking up, and again I noticed what I noticed, and I wanted to share this information with all of you, because I don't really know a lot about clouds, and I don't know if there's a certain height before they are no longer a cloud. And stuff like that, but it seemed like the cloud was traveling into space, and so much so that whatever causes them to appear white no longer allowed that to happen, because the clouds were there. Like I said, it disappeared, but then it came back. So it was still there. But the sunlight from the sun wasn't able to capture its sunlight, so the cloud could look white. So maybe what allows the clouds to turn or appear white is from light within planet Earth or something like that. Or because something that has to do with the cloud being inside of the atmosphere of planet Earth, and then once it reaches a higher point, for some reason, or maybe it's just too high for the eye to see. So maybe it's just low visibility from stuff that may, like, I don't know, conceal it or obscure it, or yeah, kind of like did I say conceal it or hide it somehow? It's kind of like it's kind of like looking at stars at night, but they're not there during the day. Or like another example is like stars at night, but the city lights actually cause it to appear like there's not that many stars out there in space. Right? So that's called like light radiation, right? Something that that's artificial lighting that takes that natural splendor from all of us. You know, and none of us complain. We all like the light, especially at night. You know, so there's not really too much to say about that, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Or do I need to look it up? Okay, let me just look it up for the sake of the video. So, freaking stars, obscured due to the city lights. Obscured. Yeah, so right here, see, this is a great example right here. It says city lights or light pollution obscure stars because the artificial light scatters through the atmosphere, making the night sky brighter and reducing the contrast needed to see faint starlight, especially in urban areas. Here's a more detailed explanation. Scattering of light. When city lights shine upwards, the light scatters off particles in the atmosphere, creating a general glow that washes out the fainter light from distant stars. And here's a picture, by the way. Okay, so in case you guys don't want to hear me read everything, okay, this image right here says it all. Says number 1, excellent dark sky. Number 2, dark sky. Number 3, rural sky. Number 4, suburban rural. Number 5, suburban. Number 6, bright suburban. Number 7, city suburban. And 8 /9 inner city sky. So yeah, obviously people who live in the city, it's harder for them to see any type of daylight. Any type of stars at night. like you people would see like out in a national forest where there's not, you know, too many lights, artificial lights that cause this to happen. So that's just my theory. That's my theory why it is possible that after a certain height that the cloud travels, it is no longer visible, even though the light from the sun is passing through it. Oh, and these things are so massive. These things are massive, and to me it looked like there's like perfect circles, like in the sky, like as if it was forming a planet, like planet Earth. And the clouds kept circling, and it looked kind of like trippy. It looked kind of like fantasy, like a fantasy. I don't know, like view that I had. It looked magical in a way, in a sense. Yeah, and I mean, they look so small, but I don't know how big they are in reality. You know, in actuality, I really don't know the scale of these things. Although we could do some research through the internet. But yeah, like it looked like, for some reason, like some of the clouds stayed lower than others, but they were constantly moving. So yeah, like some of them just disappeared into space. And I was just thinking, you know, if that's the case, you know, how far do they go into space? You know, and why does this happen? Why do clouds behave in this manner? You know, because, you know, what I witnessed wasn't, you know, this white stuff that was created right there on the spot. Because it seemed to me like there was like a shadow, and the clouds, especially like this very small section of cloud, it seemed like it went in and it was hidden, and then when it came out, the pattern of it looked exactly the same. Eventually when it came out, so I was like tripping out on that. I was tripping out on that, very hard, that I decided to create this video regarding clouds. And I think that the best way for us to really understand clouds is if we have AI technology record them, and AI technology providing us with stupid bug providing us with providing us with fucking information on what it is looking at, and if it could somehow measure these clouds for us, that would also be great. Like if somehow there was like different cloud surveillance cameras recording in the same spot, but from different angles, on cameras that will be fixed and stationary on planet Earth. So it won't have a problem with providing scientists and the weather forecast people with a scale of the clouds that are produced. So basically it will map it out like 3D. And then it will record exactly what's going on and how they appear and how they disappear. And I know there's also what's it called, hot, very hot days, and other times where it's not so hot. And I mean, we can't really say for certain that clouds disappear when it's super super hot, although that may be the case. But let's say for instance, if there's a solar flare, So let me type in solar flare. So if there's a solar flare that is heading in our direction from our star, from our galaxy star. I don't know if there's more than one star in our galaxy, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so our star next to planet Earth, let's just put it that way. If it throws a solar flare in our direction, I am hypothesizing that it is possible that planet Earth could create a ton of cloud formation, and that cloud formation is actually what keeps the world, planet Earth, cool. It cools it off with the same water that's within it. You know, because it requires a ton of energy for all that water to get up there into the atmosphere. Okay? And obviously once it heats up or whatever, it could drop in the form of rain, because I don't know, because the sun, the sun's rays, solar rays, reacts with the clouds, react with that energy, and before it has time to affect planet Earth and the plants and people, the clouds are the ones that actually protect us. And a lot of people say that it's the magnetic field, but I think that they are wrong. Okay, in one way or another. Okay? Because I know that there's the North Pole and the South Pole, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it all has to do with the water within our planet that turns into possibly like vapor, and that's what this stuff probably is, even though they did this to represent what's it called, to represent the magnetic field of planet Earth, and obviously the water never leaves planet Earth. Okay, because of Earth's gravity. So that water simply comes back down, and I'm assuming that um, the water cools down as it's falling with the air molecules, because it doesn't stay in the form of a rain droplet constant. Like, it's not constantly a rain droplet. It actually breaks up because of the wind. One droplet could break up into 10 droplets, and then as it's falling, the water's falling, it could bond with other water droplets, therefore creating bigger ones and stuff like that. Or I don't know if they're all falling at the same rate, the same rate. Whether there's a small droplet or a bigger droplet. But either way, as it's falling, it could break up, and then it could turn big again. But once it turns big again, it breaks up again because of the gravity and the air. So there's all that involved as well when we consider these type of things. So I was thinking that maybe it's possible that these clouds that happen to disappear into the atmosphere, I was thinking maybe they have some type of reaction with the sun's rays, with either the sun's rays or with solar flares or radiation that is caused due to the sun. So because the sun's rays are so hot that it's possible that it's difficult for clouds to form when it's super hot. But I think Mother Earth has a way of protecting itself. So if it gets too hot, I think that Mother Earth is able to harness this energy somehow to cause the water to develop a bunch of clouds. I think it's called the ozone layer. Okay, but I could be wrong. So there's a ozone layer. I think it's like it's ozone layer is like, I think it may be the clouds, part of the clouds, even though down here it shows clouds. So I don't know if the clouds are up here. Well, maybe because look at the roller lights are over here, and all of us, if someone told us to create a graph like this, all of us would draw these aurora lights, these northern lights, like right above planet Earth. Like if kind of like the emoji with the crown. Yeah, like something like this. This is the way that we would draw out the aurora lights. Right above planet Earth like this. But see, there's different layers. So, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird though. I mean, it was trippy. So I was just wondering, how far these clouds, how far they go up. And not just that, but why is it that we can't see them after they reach a certain height? Because they were up there spinning around, like if they're reacting to something, and I think they're reacting to heat, as well as somehow them getting cooled down, the clouds getting cooled down, which caused them to steer, not steer, but stir, to move around. Kind of like smoke. So yeah, anyway, it was a trip. It was super trippy. So yeah, I just wanted to record this video to just get it out of my mind, and to maybe encourage some of you out there, if you guys have cameras, to just take the time to record a cloud. And when you record a cloud, that recording is 100% yours. And no one in the world could technically no one in the world could technically get or capture what you have captured, because the way that things happen up there, the pattern is not always the same. It's constantly changing. So if you guys are into recording and stuff like that, your videos could be very, and will be very special, to the point where people can sell them and stuff like that for different reasons. Oh yeah, I'm going to end this video though. I just wanted to just get this out of my mind, and I'm glad that I did, so I could check this stuff out. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it would even be cool to have that, to have that, like these recordings of these clouds, like in different businesses, like for instance, like what is that word called? Therapeutic. Therapeutic massage. Theropod massage? No. I don't even know how to spell it. Therapeutic something. Therapeutic. I can't even pronounce that word. But yeah. Oh, so in places like this where people have to relax, hospitals, that's another one. For patients to have something to look, to have something different to look at and to view. Oh, and I also like the cannabis stores. So when people are in there hanging out, smoking, they could like trip out on the clouds. In the comforts of being indoors. Not outdoors where there's bugs and stuff like that. Annoying little pests. Another one could be like the nail salon. Like a nail salon. Just to have that there. Even if it's like live footage of clouds and stuff like that. And I know there's already stuff like that, okay? But yeah, I just thought it was super cool. I thought it was super cool that in that moment I wanted to share it with all of you. But I just didn't do it. I guess I could have recorded with my phone. I probably should have done that, but I didn't. So yeah, whatever. It's okay. But you know, either way, I don't have the money to purchase some of these cameras that are worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. Like, there's some cameras that are worth like $10,000. $10,000 or even more. You know, to really get good detail. You know, like 4K, 8K resolution. You know, we're talking about some very expensive high-end cameras. You know, and yeah, I mean, like they say, you get what you pay for. So, I mean, I could have recorded with my phone, but that would have never given it enough justice for you people to really see what I was seeing. Because also, I think because if I upload my video, once I upload my video to YouTube, the quality could be cut down. So I mean, I don't know if they do that, if they still do that, but I know back in the day, a lot of these companies would do that because it would require a lot of memory and stuff like that from some of these company startups, and it was super hard for them to maintain and store all this information. But you know, with today's technology, a lot of that has changed over the years. So we don't really have a lot of companies complaining like people were back in the day. You know, because a lot of these companies are high-end companies like Apple and Google. And Google actually owns YouTube now. You know, back in the day, it was probably like a private company. But YouTube owns Google now. So, freaking, who knows? Well, you guys already know, you know, that Google is a big company and they're very popular now, so it's probably not even complicated for them to be able to store unlimited amounts of videos. Like, there's no problem, there's no issues for them to store vast amounts of videos. Okay, so yeah, sorry I can't do this for you guys myself, but like I said, maybe some of you out there, you know, could, you know, but I don't even make, you know, that type of money to, you know, to afford this type of stuff. Okay, but I heard that the new Apple phone, new Apple phone, I heard that. Yeah, I think it's this one, Pro 16 Max. Like, there's a commercial on my television connected to my well, it's not connected to my YouTube account. So when I use YouTube on my smart TV, I use it as a guest. I don't have it connected to my phone or to my accounts because for some reason it keeps on disconnecting. Okay, and it's problematic right now. So I don't want to worry about that. And I don't worry about it. Because on my phone and on my laptop, I have it connected to my account and I actually pay for no ads. So it's very irritating when I'm watching YouTube videos on the television and the way that I use YouTube is through the Xbox. Okay, so however that works. So yeah, I just don't even mess with that. But there is a commercial. That's how I was able to view the commercial. Because apart from this smart TV, I'm not exposed to any commercials. Besides when I go out driving around, or like through the newspaper, or maybe Google ads here and there, little pop-ups. Yeah, driving around, there's billboards everywhere. Commercial stores that have fucking ads everywhere, advertising various stuff. But anyway, this advertisement, it showed a video, and right there it said, this video was shot by the new Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max. And it was like super high end, crisp, high definition quality, and they look like these guys used some expensive cameras, but they didn't, like these or whatever, probably like this one, $10,000 for this thing here. So yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that technology is getting tested every single day, and pretty soon these new iPhone cell phones will be floating around, and everyone will have one, and by that time Apple will come out with newer products that will put these new phones to shame, because they've been doing that ever since they got started. They've been outperforming each other or themselves, almost religiously, non-stop. So they haven't stopped to amaze their fans and the masses all throughout the world. That's how devoted they are to their company and to the people. So yeah, maybe, one day I will be able to get my hands on one of these things, and I'll be able to afford it or whatever. But yeah, I'm not complaining. I was just out there looking at the clouds, and I was thinking like, wow, it would be amazing to dedicate like the whole day just recording clouds, just so I could upload it to my YouTube account. Share it with all of you. Yeah, that would have been. That would be nice. I was just thinking of my iMac that I had. I had an iMac, and I was able to record live through it, and the quality of the videos were like 1080 psi or something like that. Not, or psi, or definition. Yeah, in definition. But these phones, I think they could do much greater than that now. And it's a phone, So, that's super cool. How, how things are slowly changing for the better. Despite all this money talk and the lack of money for some people, eventually these inventions get into the hands of poor people. Fucking bugs. And I think that's when we see more breakthroughs in technology. I think that most inventions are accidental ones. So we just never know. Because we see it all the time. With like all these space rockets, and then they blow up, and then they're like, "Oops, we did this wrong. Oh, now we know how to build a better rocket next time." And stuff like that. I mean, sometimes it requires accidents for us people to learn. But hopefully with AI technology we don't have to learn the hard way. Neither of us. There's a bunch of bugs around. Bad energy. Bad energy. Like me not having money to be able to buy this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at this. $1,600. I would have to work like super hard to be able to afford a phone like this. And then what if I break it? And then, I would buy a new one. I get it restored. I buy fucking Allstate insurance for it, while the rest of you have you guys have multiple fucking phones of these new ones. As a matter of fact, you don't just upgrade it for yourself, you upgrade it for all your children and shit like that, your wife. You motherfuckers have all the Cybertrucks, all the Teslas, all the good shit, while the rest of us are fucked. We're fucked. And that's why I want to become rich as well. One way or the motherfucking other. And sorry if you're hating or you're feeling some type of way, because I want what you have. Kind of. Not entirely, trust me. There's some things that people have that I don't want. Doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to do everything I can to become wealthy. And I don't care. I don't care what other people think about me. Just like I don't care what people think about rich people. I'm not all up in their business. I'm just over here minding my own. Just like they are as well. People are out there living their own lives. I'm not all up in their lives, being nosy and spying on them, and what's the other word, like snooping around their lives and their activities, trying to figure out what they're doing on a daily basis, and trying to figure out their agenda or their routine. None of that shit. You know, so I'm giving you people respect. So whenever I become a multi-trillionaire, I expect the same in return. Mind your own. You know, money comes and goes. Money gets passed down from one generation to another, or however that works. You know, when people die, there's an inheritance and all that shit. Like, you people, you know, as you get older, you people will realize that money is just a tool to get shit done. That's all it is. We can't take it with us, and where we're going is going to be smarter people with more money, a lot more money. So this money that we have here on planet Earth is nothing compared to what you people will be entrusted with in heaven. Like, this money here on earth is just play money, pretense money. It's just a test. You know, and I was thinking about that today, like, God caused men, human beings, to only be able to live for 120 years for a reason. He wanted to he wanted to like fast forward everything. He wanted to see how people will live out their lives, so he could easily tell them, like, see, this is what caused your death. People think you died, but I actually brought you to heaven to tell you the truth because I care for you. Because you wanted to do things your fucking way. And you decided to smoke. So, you developed cancer. But I'm here to help you. And these people couldn't help you. They would have never known how to help you. And I think that's when people are really going to repent and trust in God. You know, 120 years is like what the Bible describes as a passing shadow, or like vapor that's there for a moment and then disappears. That's how God looks at our lives. You know? Yeah, I mean, the first people who lived on planet Earth were able to live for close to 1,000 years before they died. But God got sick of the bullshit. In other words, so he reduced people's lifespans to 120 years. So yeah, I think this is just a test. Because there's no reason why I'm still broke. When I'm so intelligent and wise and smart. And I have proven that with all the videos that I have recorded and shared on YouTube. And there's AI technology to back it up. I mean, don't tell me you people are going against AI technology, because we all know who wins all the time. AI technology beats every single human being. It has the potential to beat all of us, even if we team up against it. So, good luck, people, if you guys are playing that game. But yeah, other than that, I think God is, doing amazing things for us in one way or another. So anyways, God bless you all, people. Take care. And I hope you guys liked this video. I mean, this is not anything that is right or wrong. There is no wrong or right answer here, and there is no particular way of doing things. And the last thing I want to do is be judgmental towards anyone. Okay? So, I love everyone. Everyone's learning. That's why I mind my own business, and I try not to judge anyone. Because everyone's learning. Every single one of us. I'm not strict. I'm really not strict. I just want people to to be safe. Safety first. And yeah, when it comes to safety, sometimes we have to be strict. So if there's any time in this life where it seems like I'm strict, it's only for the benefit of mankind, for humankind. Anyway, I'm going to take this image here and use it as my cover photo for this video. Thank you all for watching, and God bless.